Hey everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here once again. Today, going to show you how to play Roll On Down the Highway by B.T.O, Bachman Turner Overdrive. So then, you're Ford Motor Company, yeah? And you've commissioned the band B.T.O to write a song for your new car commercial. And upon hearing it, you think, yeah, we're going to pass on that cut, but thanks for trying. Fine, think B.T.O, we'll put it on our new album instead. Bloody Song goes on to become one of the greatest and most recognizable driving tunes of all time and a top 10 hit in the US, England, and Canada. Somebody definitely should have gotten fired at Ford for that brutal advertising misstep of the early 70s. Regardless, just a fantastic hard-driving classic rock track, this from Canada's B.T.O. Let's close in and learn how to play it, shall we? All right then, Roll On Down the Highway and Bachman Turner Overdrive. We are in standard tuning for this tutorial. This one has a pretty famous opening riff, pretty easy to play. It goes something like this. So we're starting with an open A string, then we're going to slide into the 4 of the D, off to 2 and off to open D and hit it twice. Right? Then we're going to do a quick little hammer on from open A to the 1st fret and back off again. Then you're going to jump up here to the 3rd fret of the low E and down to the 3rd fret of the A. Right? And you're going to repeat that 3 times. And then we're going to drop into D. Going to do a quick little down, up, down. Then you're going to drop onto the sus on the 3rd of the high E and back off again and repeat that twice. With that kind of rhythm, right? And then we drop into the 1st verse. So that's the opening of this track. And then we drop into the 1st verse. So we're going to come out of that D and move it into another D, a D bar chord at the 5th fret position. We're going to hang in this for 2 bars. In the middle of the 2nd bar, we're going to drop onto the sus on the 8th fret of the B string and back off again. With that kind of rhythm, right? Then we're going to move off to C, do the exact same thing. Then we're going to move off to B flat at the 1st fret position, do the exact same thing. Then we're going to go off to A, so an A bar chord, but we're going to start it with the sus on the 3rd fret of the B. And we're going to arpeggiate some notes out of these chords. So the 1st bar, you're going to hold that sus, go A, D, B, A, D, B, A, B, skipping the G string every time. Right? And then off to the bar, do the exact same thing. Right? Skipping the G string. A, D, B, A, D, B, A, B. And then we're into the 2nd half of the verse. Same as the 1st. And then we're into the chorus. And that riff there we're going to repeat 4 times during the chorus, starting with a slide into 5 of the A. Going to hit that twice. Going to go off to open A, drop onto the 2, slide it back into 5. Back off to 2, and then grab the 3 of the low E, and repeat that 4 times. Now there's definitely a slide there going on from 2 to 5. Don't play it like this. Sounds good, but it's incorrect. There's definitely a slide there. Right there, right? 4th time, we're going to do a little variation. We're not going to do the slide. We're going to go off to open D because we have to drop into a quick B flat power chord and move it into C. Right there, you're just going to hit open D. Hit that B flat a couple of times, move it into C a couple of times, and then drop back into D again and do those susses again, right? Right, so that's the chorus. 4 times. And then we're into the second verse. Second verse, same as the first. Not going to go through it all. B flat, A, right back into B flat again. Then we drop into another chorus. After you repeat the chorus at this point, coming off that B flat into C, we're going to drop into the opening riff again. Right, 3 times. And then we're into the solo. So the solo, let's show you guys how to play this one. Let's run through it first and then we'll break it apart. You're just going to repeat that some more. So that's the solo. So we're soloing in D major for this one. Starting with a slide into the 15th fret of the B string, right here. Now we're going to repeat this little pattern 3 times in a row. All going on 13/15s of the B and the high E. Right? Pretty simple little lick that, and we're going to repeat it 3 times. However, the second and the third time, we're not going to start it with a slide into the 15. We're just going to hit that 15 a bunch of times, right? Bum bum ba da da, kind of like with that rhythm. Bum bum ba da da, with little triplets, right? Now the 4th time, we're going to vary a little bit. Finish it with that, right? Just 15, 13, 15. Double bend. Pick it at the top and release it. And then just 15 off to 13 of the B, finishing on the 14 of the G. Now we're going to drop off to the 7s and 9s here. A lot of it just going on here on the 7-9 of the G. With that lick right there. So, just starts with 2 bends of that 9 off to 7. And then just another little bend off to 7, on to 9, back to 7, right? And then back into another bend on that 9, and you're going to hang on this one just for a little bit and then release it off to 7, right? Kind of like that. You release it off to 7, back on to 9, back off to 7, right? Then you're going to drop onto the 10 of the B, give it a full step bend, pick it twice at the top, and release it back to the natural note. And when you release it back to the natural note, you're going to pick it and then pull it off to a 7, and then 9 off to 7 of the G again, right? Right back into another bend on the 9, and then you're going to do 4 bends in a row. And then just a little back and forth here on the 7s and 9s. Kind of like that, right? And then we're going to do a little scale run, and then we're going to move everything up. But so up to that point. Right, off to the 7s and 9s. Now we're going to back that off to 6, and then back onto the 7, double hit, and then we're going to do a scale run and finish it on the 17 of the B. So this scale run's just going up the D major, these notes, starting on the 5 of the B, and then finishing there into that lick, right? So this little scale run, and then you finish on that 17, right? It's just kind of tremolo picking this scale run, right? Right, and then we're into that lick there. So in context. Kind of like that, right? So then we're into that. All going on the 15, 17s of the B and the high E. So you're bending that 17 of the B, grabbing the 17 of the high E with your pinky underneath it, pick that twice. And then release that bend off to 15. Drop down to the 17 of the high E, couple of bends. Back to the natural note, and then back onto the 17 of the B for a full step bend, right? Little pre-bend release there, right? Now we're going to give that lots of vibrato, right? And then we're going to raise it another half step. Pick it at the top. Release it back to the natural note on 17, pick it twice, off to 15. Back on 17. And then just a little play here, a couple of bends, right? Just a little bend in there, back and forth, 15, 17, right? Finishing on that 15 of the B. And then we're going to go 15, 17, 15, 14. And then we're going to ride this up into these big high bends that we're going to do. So from when we move in here, off to 14. 15 into 17, going to pick that 17 again, and then we're into those big bends. So coming off that 14, 15, 17, pick that 17 again, into 19, onto 20, and then down to 17 of the high E. And then 19 onto 21. Back off to 19, onto 20, into a bunch of whole big full step bends. repeating that little pattern there. So that's that little run up, right? Just a whole bunch of bends here on the 20s. Then you finally release that back to the natural note and then off to 19. And then you do a whole bunch of these, grabbing the 20 of the B, bending it, grabbing the 17, right, of the high E. And then you just repeat it. Right, and that's the end of the solo. We drop back into the chorus again. And that just continues pretty much until the end of the track. And so that is it. That is how you play that one. Let's run through that solo nice and slow, and then we'll be done. Have it, my friends. That is how you play Roll On Down the Highway by B.T.O, Bachman Turner Overdrive. Certainly hope you, I love that name. That's a great band name, Bachman Turner Overdrive. I certainly hope you enjoyed the tutorial, found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind. Hope you're well out there, and we'll see you next time, yeah? Cheers.